Living in an infinitesimal, modified time seemed incredible to me, but I was enthused by the marvelous interview with Tenderly Loved, the trips through time, and the things we were going to do. You said we are in another temporal frequency, I objected. I have not felt any change. Clearly you have. That is why you feel so cold and you can hardly move. My glorified body, on the other hand, is not affected by these changes of temporal waves when I visit the past or travel through sidereal time. On the contrary, all of this causes very pleasant sensations. Prodigious are the qualities of blessed human organisms. It occurred to me to raise my right hand about a centimeter above the arm of my chair. I had to raise it with a force that would lift 20 kilograms. Are you not able to diminish this heaviness, which I knew to be gravity, in the same way you took away the cold? She continued, No, no, it is not prudent. Very soon you are going to know why. But let us continue our conversation about temporal waves. Our deceleration relative to normal terrestrial time results in the immobility of the television image, the lack of sound, and the failure of the cigarette smoke to disperse. Now you know why you did not hear any noise from your steps or the hinges on the doors of your room, nor the activities of the cook. You were saying, I argued with Tenderly Loved, that we are living at a rhythm of thousand millions of a picosecond. In such a state, we would be moving at a frequency millions of times slower than the rotation of the earth, and this signifies that we are close to absolute immobility. Perhaps we are approaching nothingness. Don't be disturbed. We are very far from absolute immobility. Remember the classical example from the theory of relativity. If a car runs on the highway at 100 kilometers per hour, what is the absolute velocity of the car? It is clear that its velocity, relative to the highway which is immobile, is 100 kilometers per hour. Moreover, to calculate the absolute velocity, one would have to add algebraically to the 100 kilometers the velocity of the Earth's rotation plus the movement of the sun, plus the velocity of the solar system, plus the velocity of all our galaxy toward other galaxies, plus the immense acceleration of the expansion of the universe. The result, she concluded very happily, would be that the car, relative to absolute immobility, and not relative to the highway which we arbitrarily considered immobile, travels at millions and millions of kilometers per earthly second. And I thought we were close to absolute rest. Never would I have thought that the earth moves so rapidly. I assure you, she said, in an attempt to comfort me, that in spite of the great slowness of this modified time, we are far away from complete immobility, which, on the other hand, is nothing to fear. Immobility is not the same as nothingness. Be calm. Nothing bad will happen to you. Our God permitted this modified time with you. Is it that you don't have confidence in the divine wisdom? Yes, of course I do, I responded, but more by compromise than by conviction. However, if we move more slowly than the Earth, why do we remain in our places as though we were moving at the same velocity as the planet? Later, you will get a glimpse at the explanation. For now, I will answer with an example. The light entering the window travels at 300,000 kilometers per second, but the ray of light, however, seems stationary. The same thing happens with the Earth, which is rotating and seems immobile. Looks can be deceiving. In your own body, the electrons of your atoms vibrate at a velocity close to the speed of light, and you don't even realize this. The senses of humans are very limited, she commented. The Earth, for example, moves around the Sun at a speed of 108,000 kilometers per hour, and no mortal feels such excessive movement. Besides, if you depend exclusively on the testimony of the senses, you will easily fall into error. Truthfully, she insisted, nothing bad will happen to you. On the contrary, in this way, I will be able to explain and do various experiments which would cause you to become ill or even kill you if your vital functions were actually in use. Still another surprise. My vital signs were suspended. Are you saying I have no vital signs? Then I am dead. I was happy to arrive at this conclusion because, after seeing the beauty of tenderly loved, the mundane concerns of this mortal life began to hinder me. While you are in this modified time, your body will not show the vital signs studied in medicine for the simple reason you are not operating in ordinary earth time in which human physiology works. In spite of this semi paralysis and strange sensation of cold, I feel normal. However, when I observed myself better and I wasn't breathing. Don't be afraid, she said immediately. Nothing bad will happen to you. During modified time, biological functions operate differently from the travelers. While you are living, you will not notice your blood circulating, nor will you breathe. Now you know why the column of cigarette smoke didn't move when you believed you were blowing through it. I hurried to take my pulse and nothing. I am unable to understand how I remain alive. Or perhaps I am no longer. If not, how is it possible to think if I lack vital signs? This last point will show you that man does not think with his brain, for however much it participates in thought, but, above all, with his spiritual soul. Cosmic biology has different laws than on Earth, in accordance with the temporal wave in which the living being is placed. Human life, in whatever place and time in the universe, is sustained by means of energy. Only in the frequency of normal Earth time does the energy come from food and oxygen. While modified time is slow, energy acquired is acquired directly from the matter energy of the environment and by means of internal biology. If we were in the normal frequency of Earth time, both of us would need to breathe and eat.